A lot of gray hair, a lot of sleepless nights.
It's a great community. It's like a family, the ATP Tour.
I take pleasure in helping, someone else to work on a specific goal.
You're just trying to do everything possible to give your player the best chance to be successful.
Next ball, you're in.
The role of coach has always been crucial. To make it on the ATP World Tour, it's essential to have the right person in your corner. It's not just about helping a player's technical skills. A good coach is key when it comes to winning the mental battle.
There's a lot of tactical things you can work on, technical stuff. But I think more importantly than all of that is the confidence and belief that that players have in their coaches, that I have in my coach. I think that's really supersedes everything.
Just mentally making sure it's always calm and keeping it a little lighter. It's just throughout the year it just gets stressful and it's a long year. So. I think everyone's different, but for me, that's what I look for.
It's someone to hold you accountable every day for your work on the court. Someone who's going to push you, someone who's going to make you go out and put in the hard yards and the work.
I'm somebody who thinks quite a bit, and to have that sort of springboard to bounce ideas off, sometimes to maybe vent a little bit of frustration on. I've always been somebody who works incredibly hard, so it's a very important tool of competing at this level.
Recently, there's been an influx of former top players taking on coaching roles. Having so many legends back in the sport is a hugely welcome addition to the ATP World Tour.
When I was a player and compared to now, I think all the players are really friendly to each other, and the coaches as well. I mean, the coaches can relax a little bit more because we don't need to compete on the court.
There are times certainly that you kind of want to be out there, because I think from the outside you do see things a little bit differently than when you're on the court as a player. But I think it's been great to be able to certainly share a lot of my experiences and impart some wisdom into his game.
You need to love the game. It's not because you were a great player you will be a good coach for sure. You need to use the right word to the players. And the difference is, as a coach, you have to give. And when you're a player, you receive.
Justin Gimelstob is one of those former players who, in 2015, linked up with American #1 John Isner. As the pair look to adapt to the clay court swing, Gimelstob knows the importance of passing on his experience.
The first thing when you get to a tournament is you have to get acclimated to the conditions. Every week plays differently on the ATP World Tour. That's one of the most underrated aspects of being a professional tennis player. There's no constants, no home games.
Atta boy, perfect. That's the way you sit on it. Try and find that good second serve position right here.
Clay court tennis is a different brand of tennis, different shot selection, different point construction. So just trying to get him some patterns, some routines, some reps within that point construction. Returning on clay is different than returning on hard courts. Also, his court position, both on the return serve, but also on the serve. Moving over a little bit more on the ad, using the kick serve a little bit more often, getting a little bit more height, a little bit more shape on the shot. That's different than playing on the hard courts all throughout the year.
90% of those guys are going to be blocking it back, and your trajectory through it is right through here. Good, perfect.
John is a very unique talent. He has such huge weapons. So for him, it's about getting in position, reinforcing his style of play.
Love it. And you mix it up. You go power there, you go power there. So the guys don't do that. That's exactly the pace of shot. That's exactly the shaping.
If John's in position, he's one of the most dynamic, explosive players in the sport.
With everyone looking for an edge, a player's relationship with their coach is fundamental to succeeding at the top.
The players are so great and the margins are so small, it's difficult to control the outcome. You want to focus on the things you could control, and that's attitude, style of play, the right patterns. So I really want to enforce that if you keep doing the right things, positive things will happen, even if it's not immediate gratification.
Next week on ATP World Tour Uncovered, it's clay all the way. We're behind the scenes in Barcelona and Bucharest. And it's never too late. We catch up with the ATP World Tour's oldest first-time champion, Victor Estrella Burgos. And don't forget to log on to atpworldtour.com for your 24/7 breaking news. And talk with us on Facebook and Twitter in English and Spanish. See you next week.